Alright. I would appreciate if the comments about the camera that I chose to use in this video be kept to a minimum. This happens to be the one that I grabbed first, A, and B, it also happens to be one of the few that's got its battery charged. The CX240 does not, and neither the TRV72 or the JVC, which is actually sitting behind that, actually it's sitting over there, are not convenient, because I'm not holding a tripod, and I'm not taking this off the tripod. And it just so happens that this was the first one that I grabbed, because it was easy. So anyways, as you can see, this is going to be a bedroom project video, as you can tell from the title, but as you can see, it's much different from what you saw in the first bedroom or the last bedroom project video. I'm not going to do a full update, because that would take too darn long, probably use up all of the 7,500 some odd megabytes of space that I have on this memory card. So I'm just not going to bother. I'm just going to, do it my way. And I'm going to instead focus on the important points, and that is the computer setup over here, which as you can see has changed quite a bit. I've got, the T410. I think I didn't even have this during the last video. It's been that long. But it's set up behind here, cooling it. Hang on. One problem with using this camera is it doesn't have the best low light sensitivity ever. But it's got one fan back there, which also happens to be off, and I'm going to need to turn that back on. It's also got this one cooling off the CPU cooling fan. That's what that one's for. And there's another one over here, which also happens to be off, but is usually on, cooling off the CRT monitor that I've got hooked up here. However, there should be one here on this hard drive. It's covered in dust, and I'm going to need to clean off now because I just made another mess of it. And while this one back here is cooling off these drives, it's not doing, the greatest job ever, and this one is still not getting cooled. So I'm going to have to figure something out here, because I figured that this was more tightly compacted than it is. I'm going to have to clean off the dust on some of these things, and I'm going to have to figure out a placement for the two USB fans that I've got right here. LikeWise, just what you need, and this thing has got no concept of focus. Let me see if I can get this better. No. You can't focus when you're reading, so I guess I'm just going to... Sorry, you can't focus when you're taking a video. That makes more sense. So I guess I'm going to just have to insert a picture so you can see that. But under any circumstances, it's a high-velocity personal fan. I doubt the high-velocity part. It's one of those 4-inch USB desk fans. It looks like it's using plastic screws. That's interesting. The rest of the fan's metal. You can see 360 degree. I'm going to take another picture of this so you can read that even more easily. Looks like it comes with a wall wart. That's interesting. I didn't think they did. It's the same basic deal. But I got two of them because they were cheap. And one of them is going to be going on top of the hard drive I showed you before, and the other one is going to be going and cooling off that drive. What I might end up doing is I might just end up putting it right here with all this mess, but I don't know if I'm going to have the space for the actual fan itself, because I do still need to have access to the speaker, and the speaker is about as far back as I'm going to be able to push it without breaking something else. That's not all I'm going to do. You can see set up here, ignoring the mess, which is not a part of this at all. Some of it's trash, it needs to get in the trash, but that's a side project. We've got this right here with all of its miscellaneous junk sitting on top of it, and all of its miscellaneous junk sitting in it, and underneath it, because one of the drawers is missing. That's going to stay the same. We've got that, again, miscellaneous junk inside and on top, nothing underneath it. I'm going to have to fix that, but that's fine. We got another one over here, that's the most recent edition of the two. It's got stuff in it, stuff on top of it, laptop. A lot of these have laptops. That's not going to change either. What is going to change is this right here. You can see all the crap that's sitting underneath it. There's a laptop sitting on top of it, and there's a bunch of crap sitting behind it, including a birthday card. This is what kids do these days. They make these birthday cards when you're in, middle, junior high, and it expires once you get to high school, but they used to put these on your lockers when it's your birthday, if you told them in enough time. And I happen to do just that. So, well, came home with this. So that's the explanation behind that. It showed up in a number of my videos. I'm probably covering up the microphone. This is not the greatest camera to do this with. This fan is seriously impeding my ability to make this video. Alright, you can see all the junk sitting behind it. So this is going to come out of here. It's not even my TV table, so I'm going to have to remove it anyways, eventually. I wanted to get, a table, put it all the way across there, and have these things sitting underneath it, but that didn't end up happening because, well, tables are expensive. So I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to add 3 drawers in the process, so I could take some of the books and papers and put them in here. Hopefully I could do it without breaking something. I believe that all of these are zip-tied at the back. Well, I'm a moron, I guess. I could swear that they were zip-tied. Yes, well, they're taped, but I guess it's the same deal. It's one of these multi-drawer storage system removable casters included. The casters, wheels, that's what they are. Let's not kid ourselves. But I've already got one of these. It's actually identical. Basically, it's an identical unit, except for color, to the one that I've got sitting right there. And it also doesn't have, those 2 top pieces for storing, like papers or whatever happens to be that you want to store in that. So let's open these, get these set up first, because this is the easy job, and you know how it works. You do the easy job first, and then save the hard job for last, even though it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm never really good at that. Alright, let's get started. Alright. For those that are probably wondering why I'm still using this old phone, this is the Ace 2X that I complained about in my prior video that doesn't charge properly. Why I'm still using it? Well, A, it does charge even if it doesn't charge properly. And B, normally I use it as, another angle for thunderstorms. I put it outside because I don't care if it gets broken. So we got that. That's why I still use this old hunk of junk. But I could switch over to using the iPhone, but it doesn't have the LED light, so I'd have to grab a flashlight, which I could do, but again, all comes down to the high-grade lazy material. So, open up the box, take a look at what we got. Fan is indeed metal, and does come with one of these dinky little power supplies, which also happens to be the same power supply that came with that one up there, which probably tells you that these all come from the same OEM. Alright, let's get the instructions out of here, or I guess I have to flip it upside down and get the fan out of here first. That's what you got left. That's French, it's not really helpful. Well, it's all in French. I wonder if they even provided you with English instructions. It's kind of stupid. So there it is with its USB cable. And the phone is complaining that its battery's low already. It was at about 60% when I started this. Probably about 10 minutes ago, maybe even less than that. But never do mind that. You can see it's basically the same construction as the fan that's over there, but it weighs more. I'm not quite sure why that is, because it's the same fan. I thought maybe it was because the grill was wider, but I'm starting to think that's not exactly true. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to look at this. I could take this and check. You can look at the difference there. Maybe it is different. Maybe it is a little bit wider. Just stuck on a keyboard. No, it's about the same. So, there you go. I'm going to put this in there, and we're going to get right on with this. As you could probably tell, I had to change the battery, because this one is pants. But I got the fan installed where it needs to be. Let's go ahead and fire this up. You can see it in operation. Blowing air off this hard drive, so hopefully this thing will get a little bit cooler. Now, it's not going to be perfect because it's beaming on the back of the drive, but I cannot fit it underneath here because there's just simply no space for it. And that's, well, the end of that. I could move all this away, but, I mean, what the heck is the point of that? wouldn't gain much, just make everything more cluttered. I'm going to put the other one in, and then we will move on to the next part of this project. Right, there it is. I also cleaned off the hard drive with a sock because, well, let's be honest, that was convenient. So, see, now it's on, and we'll now cool off, hopefully, we'll cool off this drive and make it run, instead of having it run 55, it'll run 45. That's Celsius, by the way. So, there's that. That's all done. Now let's take care of the other problem. Alright, so I'm going to peel this off first, because let's be honest, we don't need this. It's probably going to freaking tear. As soon as I try to take it off, it'll tear. I guess it didn't tear. There's a dimple in the plastic. I guess it's from the forming process. You can see it much better on camera than I can see it in person. That's going to be hidden anyways when I go to put this where it's going to go. The other thing is, I'm not going to allow it to remain like this dirty, so I'm going to give it a good cleaning as well. Hopefully, this will do what I want it to do. Of course, it will not sit still. You know, a little bit cleaner. It's not going to be perfect, but nothing is ever perfect. Wow. That's pretty darn close to perfect. Probably about as close as this thing's ever going to get. I should do all of it while I'm at it, but I don't think I'm going to waste my time. My time is pretty precious to me. I've got other things that I need to do today, including editing and uploading more videos. And other things. I have training crap to do for work, which is irritating, but it's something I have to do anyways, so I'm not going to argue with it, because I can't work if I don't do it. So, let's see if I can get this off. This is probably going to be the hardest part, is trying to get these stupid pieces of tape off of here, because they're going to rip. Fortunately, they're only on one side. These things are not as stable as I would like. They're certainly a lot better. Yeah, you can see that one just tore to pieces, which is annoying. Did it tear again? Okay, it didn't. Alright. Left a spot on my... Keeping that going off. See if I can get this. Alright, got it. But now it's all over my hand, which is not what I was hoping to deal with today. Admittedly, most of this is probably not worth watching, but some people want to watch it. I guess you can skip through it if you want. There you go. I wanted to find a pair of scissors. You want to know what really ticks me off? It's stuff like this. You know, that was fine, or would have been a lot better if this stupid sticker didn't do that. So now I'm going to have to spend some time and try to clean that off. Because, well, I don't know. Am I going to waste my time? Can I open this without doing that? Probably, but it seems to be stuck. Alright, let me figure this out. Alright, screw getting a pair of scissors. I'm just going to rip it apart, which is what I did. And we'll put these on. I believe I'm putting that in the right place. I'm not sure. I think you can probably put it in either one. But the back, you've got no choice. I try and do this without breaking any of these, because that would be nice. It's brand new after all, and I took the label off, or not the label, but the UPC sticker off. So, well, that's that. So now I can flip this up right side up and put it over there and remove the stuff that's all over there. Well, it looks different in here without the table, doesn't it? There's still some junk here. I mean, there's this, which needs to go in there. There's an ESD bag, which I'm just going to shove back here. There's apparently, what is this? An Aruban coin. That's interesting. There's other crap, trash, and some sticker thing. That's definitely trash. I don't even want to know how old that is. Here is a push pin that came from the clock that's sitting up there. I think it was that one. Oh, shut up. I don't care if you can't zoom because it won't matter anyways. I'm not zooming. And there we go. Alright, so that's pretty much done. In fact, that can go out of here too. And these can just go in the trash.